November 1095, at the Council of Clermont in France, Pope Urban II delivered a speech that would echo through history. His fervent call to arms urged Christians across Europe to take up the cross and embark on a holy war. The goal: to reclaim Jerusalem and other sacred lands from Muslim control. The response was immense, galvanizing knights, nobles, and commoners alike into one of the most significant military endeavors of the medieval world, the First Crusade. In the 11th century, a formidable power emerged within the Islamic world, the Seljuk Turks. Originating as nomadic tribes from Central Asia, the Seljuks embraced Islam and swiftly established their dominance through a series of military victories. By the late 11th century, they had expanded their empire westward, capturing Baghdad in 1055 and dealing a devastating blow to the Byzantine Empire at the Battle of Manzikert in 1071. This loss forced Byzantine Emperor Alexios I Komnenos to seek help from the West, a plea that would set the stage for the Crusades. Europe's response to Alexios's call was overwhelming. By 1196, a massive Crusader force had formed, estimated to be 70,000 strong, comprising knights, soldiers, and pilgrims from across the continent. The army was led by prominent nobles, including Adhemar of Le Puy, the Pope's appointed legate, and Raymond IV, Count of Toulouse. Leaving behind their homes and families, these leaders epitomized the crusading spirit of sacrifice and devotion. In late 1096 and early 1097, the Crusader armies converged on Constantinople. Hungry and desperate for supplies, they sought the support of Emperor Alexios. While Alexios was reluctant to join the campaign personally, he offered provisions and advice, securing oaths of allegiance from the Crusader leaders in exchange for promises to return Byzantine lands recaptured from the Turks. By spring, the Crusaders were ferried across the Bosporus, beginning their journey into Asia Minor. The Crusader army's first target was the city of Nicaea, the capital of the Seljuk Sultanate. On May 14, 1097, they laid siege to the city. Sultan Kilij Arslan, caught off guard, hastily gathered an army to relieve Nicaea. On May 16th, his forces clashed with the Crusaders, but suffered a crushing defeat. The siege continued, and on June 18th, Nicaea fell. However, tensions arose when Alexios prevented the Crusaders from looting the city, instead rewarding them financially to appease their frustration. With Nicaea secured, the Crusaders pressed on through Anatolia. Dividing into two groups for easier travel, they planned to reunite near Dorylaeum. On July 1st, 1097, the Norman contingent was ambushed by Kilij Arslan's forces. Surrounded and harassed by Turkish horse archers, the Normans formed a tight defensive formation and sent for reinforcements. The timely arrival of the French contingent turned the tide, forcing the Turks to retreat. The march through Anatolia was grueling. The Seljuks had scorched the earth, leaving the Crusaders with little food or water in the sweltering summer heat. Starvation and disease claimed many lives, yet the army pressed on, looting villages when opportunities arose. Despite internal disputes among the leaders, the Crusaders reached Antioch in October 1097. Antioch was a sprawling, heavily fortified city, vital for control of the region. The Crusaders began a protracted siege, but their forces were too few to completely encircle the city. Supplies dwindled, and starvation set in, claiming hundreds of lives. In June 1098, an Armenian commander betrayed the city, allowing the Crusaders to enter. A bloody sack followed, sparing neither Muslims nor many local Christians caught in the chaos. No sooner had the Crusaders taken Antioch than they found themselves besieged by a large Seljuk army under Kaboga of Mosul. For weeks, the Crusaders endured relentless attacks. On June 28, 1098, they staged a desperate breakout. Despite being outnumbered, their disciplined attack shattered Kaboga's forces, securing a miraculous victory. After months of infighting and delays, the Crusaders resumed their march in early 1099. Traversing the Mediterranean coast, they encountered little resistance, as local rulers preferred to negotiate rather than face the battle-hardened Crusader army. By June 7th, 1099, the Crusaders reached Jerusalem, their ultimate goal. Jerusalem, under Fatimid control, was prepared for a siege. The Crusaders, numbering just 12,000 men, lacked the resources for a prolonged blockade. They opted for an assault, constructing siege engines with timber provided by Genoese ships. On July 15th, 1099, the Crusaders breached the city's defenses. A brutal massacre ensued, cementing the conquest of Jerusalem as a pivotal moment in the Crusades. The First Crusade ended with the establishment of several Crusader states, including the Kingdom of Jerusalem. Though marked by immense suffering and bloodshed, the campaign fulfilled its goal of reclaiming the Holy Land, leaving a legacy of faith, conflict, and cultural exchange that would shape the medieval world.